Kia ora students, this video is about expanding double brackets and I use a system called FOIL, or FOIL is the mnemonic. At the bottom you can see it, FOIL, and it's the order that I multiply the terms in the brackets. You've got to be quite methodical in doing this. You don't want to make a mistake, so this helps. So it's the order that we do the multiplying. So, for example, first of all, I'm going to multiply the front terms, the x and the x, which is going to be x squared. Then I multiply the outer, so the outside, so the x on the outside of that one with the 2 on the outside there, and 2 times x is going to be a positive 2x. And then I'm multiplying the inner, so the 2 inner terms there, the 4 and the x. So that's plus 4x. And lastly, I multiply. Now make sure you multiply. You're not adding these, you're multiplying the last. So the last number in this bracket and the last number in that bracket, we multiply 4 times 2. So that's going to be plus 8. And then we can tidy this up a bit. We can simplify. I've got 2x's and 4x's, so this would simplify to x squared plus 6x's plus 8 is my answer. Okay, looking at the next one, let's expand this. So expanding, remember, is getting rid of the brackets. This is one bracket multiplied by, remember they're next to each other, so one bracket times the other bracket. So every operation I do is going to be multiplying. So I'm going to start with x times x. X times a minus 2 is a minus 2x. Then inside 4 times x plus 4x. And last, I've got a positive 4 times a negative 2 is a negative 8. And then tidying up, we can simplify 4x take away 2x is only going to leave me with 2x minus 8. This one here, I start with x squared, my fronts, my outers, x times a negative 2, inners, negative 4 times x, last, a negative 4 times a negative 2 is positive 8. So this brings me to x squared minus, I've got a minus 2x and a minus 4x, so altogether I'm taking away 6x plus 8. And the last one here, sometimes you have not just x, but you might have 5x. So 5x times 2x is 10x squared. I've got a 5 times an x times a 2 times an x. That's the front. The outers, minus 4 times 5x is minus 20x. Inners, 3 times 2x is 6x. And last, 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Tidying up that, 10x squared minus 20 plus 6 is going to be minus 14x minus 12. So you have to be careful, do it slowly and carefully as you start, and you gradually get faster at this. You do need lots of practice. So don't be afraid of doing lots of examples. You can find other things online to practice expanding double brackets, but there's some on Education Perfect as well. Page, you can practice these examples and pause the video and then check your answers on the next page. Here are the answers and my workings. So check carefully that you get exactly the same answers, or text me if you don't. And we've got a little bit more on squaring here. A perfect square. So sometimes we get given x plus 4 brackets all squared, and we need to expand that. Now the mistake is that some people think, well, that's going to be an x squared and a 4 squared, so that's going to be x squared plus 16. But that's wrong. Sorry, wrong. If you look at this carefully, x plus 4 squared is going to be x plus 4 in brackets multiplied by another x plus 4. If I had a square that's length was x plus 4 here, and that's on one side, and the other side length was x plus 4. What's the total area? The total area here is length times width. So it's going to be x plus 4 multiplied by x plus 4, which is what we have in brackets here. So x squared, my total area, x times x is x squared. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times x is 4x. And 4 times 4 is 16. Means that my total area is going to be x squared plus 8x plus 16. So don't be fooled if you see x plus 4 squared and think it's going to be x squared plus 16. You've got x squared and you've got 16, but you've got to remember you've got two lots of 4x as well. You need the 8x in the middle. A difference of two squares. So if I have a square that has one side x plus 3 and the other side x minus 3, what do I have? Well, you can use your FOIL. So you're going to end up with x squared minus 3x plus 3x. Positive times a negative is a negative 9. Now, if I take away 3x and add 3x, those will cancel. So this time I do end up with x squared minus 9. And you need to be able to recognize this. When you see x squared minus 9, you think, oh, that's a difference of two squares. One bracket would be x plus 3, the other bracket x minus 3. Let's try this one. X plus 8, x minus 8. So we're going to do x squared minus 8x plus 8x minus 64. So that's, I've got a minus 8x and a plus 8x, so I end up with nothing there. And I've only got x squared minus 64. And the last kind of example, what happens if you have more than just two brackets to expand? In this one here, I've got more terms in the second bracket. So we start with the x and we multiply everything in the second bracket by the x. And then I multiply everything in the second bracket by the 1. So I'm going to end up with x to the power of 3, x times x squared. X times minus 3x will be minus 3x squared minus 2x. And then I multiply everything by 1, so it's just going to be the same, plus x squared minus 3x minus 2. And then we tidy up, we've got x to the power of 3 minus 3x plus 1x is minus 2x squared. Then I have minus 2x and minus 3x minus 5x minus 2 as my answer. We do the same thing. If we have to the power of 3 here, this is going to be 3 brackets. X minus 4 times x minus 4. So start out and take 2 of the brackets, multiply those together using FOIL, and then take the third bracket and multiply by the x, everything by x, and multiply everything by minus 4. Okay, so you have some practice. Here's your practice. Pause the video, practice these, and your answers are on the last over here. So there's quite a bit of working out. Okay, practice makes perfect, and keep it up. You're doing well. Thanks.